Hello, everyone. Good evening. It's your worst nightmare and dream come true. I'm Adrian Hallowell, broadcasting live to you. And tonight we're broadcasting a little bit later than usual. I had a busy, a busy day, to put it mildly. So ended up having to get on here a little bit later than I would have hoped for. I wasn't actually sure if I was going to be able to stream, but here I am. And today we're going to be playing more Resident Evil 4 Remake. Friday is fast approaching, which means Requiem is fast approaching. The reviews dropped today, and they are looking absolutely glorious. Looking like it's going to be every bit the fantastic game that I am hoping it turns out to be. And I'm hoping to be done with RE4 Remake before then, so we're going to try and push as far as we can today in this game. I may not stop to read as many notes as usual, so that way we can keep it moving. I don't think I'll be skipping any cutscenes or anything like that, but I will probably cut back on how much I'm reading. That way we can try to, make fast progress. So hopefully everybody's okay with that. Speaking of which, oh my god, typing is so hard with a cut open hand. Shit. Purple. How did you... Well, first of all, welcome in. Second of all, how did you cut your hand? Hopefully you're okay. I feel like there's always somebody injured or sick in my chat. And that concerns me greatly. Yeah, we're gonna, a pipe fell off a shelf. Nubs is underneath of it. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope that you're okay. Please, please, please take care of yourself. Yes, please make sure you get that, properly looked at and, cleaned out and disinfected and stuff like that. And appropriately wrapped up. Yeah, thank you for tuning in regardless. I hope that you are okay. We've got our pre-stream tarot card reading. We're going to get into that so we can get to the game as fast as we possibly can. Today we have the Nine of Wands in the upright position. This is a card of perseverance. I really like this card. So, if you get the Nine of Wands in the upright position, this means that you're probably going through a bit of a tough time. You're facing some pushback from something, some kind of adversity in your life, right? But the Nine of Wands is giving you that push of encouragement to keep fighting, because you're almost there. You're almost to the end. You will be victorious if you just keep pushing. This card encourages you to ensure that you are confident in your ability to survive any adversity in your life. Push back against those who do not have your back. There are going to be people and forces who try to prevent you from succeeding. And even if those people are people close to you in your life, people that you may respect in some capacity, if they're not there for you right now, they're not there for you. This is a time for you to stand up for yourself. This doesn't mean you have to cut people out of your life or anything, but it does mean that if something means a lot to you, if there's something that you really, really want to accomplish, this card is encouragement for you to stand your ground, believe in yourself, and keep pushing. Don't let other people, dissuade you from achieving that goal. Additionally, this card is also encouraging you to look for the people in your life who are there for you, the people who will have your back. Embrace that. You don't have to do this alone, but know who your allies are and know who your detractors are, right? And above all, show up for you, have faith in yourself, and whatever it is that you are trying to accomplish, you will get through it. Whatever's happening right now is tough, but it is only a test, and by the end of it, you will be a stronger, more capable person. Alright, that is our card for the day. Hopefully that resonates with you guys. Let me see what this says. Hubs is okay. My hand did get fucked up, but hey, he bandaged me up, alright? I will say, for a little cut, the bitch won't stop bleeding. Oh my god. I'm glad that you're largely okay and that you got bandaged up, and I'm glad that he's okay too. Yeah, that's, you know, that's what's most important. But yeah, please do make sure that you are tending to it appropriately. Alright, let me put out my blue sky post to let everyone know that we are live. Alright, let's get to the game. We're gonna see how far we can get. Alright. Let me, I'm gonna put this away for now. Gonna break out the broken butterfly. Because we've got a boss right now. But technically, we can just survive him. But I'm so low on ammo. I figure if I've got magnum ammo, I might as well, right? And we'll take the bolt thrower as well. Alright, let's do a little bit of inventory management. Clean this up a little bit. There, that looks a lot better. Alright. Off we go. Let me do this before I forget. Emergency liquid nitrogen showers. Okay. Yeah. That's what we're gonna need to use here. Chronicles of Pursuit 3. Alright, this is about the creature that we're going to face now. The one formerly referred to in the original version of this game as Salazar's right hand. Note about power supply, out-of-service appliances. To conserve electricity, the power has been turned off for some equipment, including the elevator. It can be restored by flipping the circuit breaker located at the very back of the laboratory. Alright.
Something wrong with the power?
Here we can see we're being stalked, which this little sequence is a great reference to the first hunter encounter in RE1. Let's load this up. hear him. In just a second, we're gonna see him. Here we go. Power restored, but
You're Ramon's lapdog.
we are not alone. Alright, get over here.
Frozen's a good look for you. No.
Oh, wonderful.
So we're playing hide and seek, is that it?
He was kind enough to wait for me to turn the wheel.
What's your move?
What?
I think you need to chill out. This.
Let's get that open. Where's he at? There he is. Come on, take another shower. We're just helping him clean up a bit. Alright, let's try to double back in the other direction. This game fucking teased me. It said, yesterday there was a day left till it dropped. That game, pre-downloaded of course, now it's 29 days away. What? Wait, what do you mean?
If you
Alrighty, got a few lucky shots in. We'll heal up just a bit. I like how he's telling me to come get some. How about you take some? Alright, well that was a massive ripoff. I hit the button for the nitrogen shower, but the cutscene started. Does it let me use it again? Okay, good. Oh, but of course, he dodged it. Alright, I could jump in there, but I want to try and take this guy out. Hold on, fixing bandage, no worries. Take your time. Believe me, I got my hands full with this guy. Okay, let's see, can I craft anything? This is getting really freaking intense. How many do I have? I've got... $19 gunpowders. Screw it, might as well go for the magnum ammo. Come on, back it up. Damn, this guy is not going down. We may need to just make a break for the elevator. I think I'm out of knives. I got one more. Alright, Alright, come on, come on. Gotta put some distance between us. Hi. Come on, reload. Catch mine. Of course I missed. Not good, not good, not good. Come on, blow up, blow up. Oh my god. Oh, that is infuriating. Oh my god. That fucking mine did not blow up. Alright, let's see. What does this say? Alright, so Icarus is a space game coming to console, finally. I've been waiting for it, and the other day I was playing a game, and I pre-ordered this game, by the way. It said 1 day to drop because I had set it to auto-download a day away. Now it's 29 days away. I'm mad. Oh my god, that sucks. Did they delay it or something? Was it like a last-minute delay? Thinking so? That sucks. Alright. Can I register this still? No. Alright, we may need to just make a break for the elevator. I was hoping I'd be able to take this guy down because I didn't get to in my first, run-through of this.
You're Ramon's lapdog.
But
Looks like it's gonna take more than that.
But unfortunately, this guy is, quite resilient. I'm late. Welcome in, Lost Ballgate. Don't worry about it. Please, I'm, if anything, I'm late. I'm starting way later than usual. Trying to see
What's your move?
how far I can push this. I want to complete this game before Requiem. Let's run in here. Get everything again. Yeah, welcome in, Bolge. How are you doing today? Alright, let's use one.
Son of a bitch.
Come on, bring your ass over here. Welcome in, Sushi. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing tonight? As you can see, I am embroiled in combat. You're good, Bolge? That's great to hear. Are you at work or do you have the day off? Tell me what's going on in the world of Lost Bolge. Ah, hello to you too. Back it up, buddy. Rather not get up close and personal with you. I come in and all I hear is Adrian saying, "Come on, bring your ass over." I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Sushi. Me and Verdugo over here are not the best of friends, as you can tell. Taking a water break at work. That's good to hear. Hopefully you get off work soon. Yeah, I started rather late today with this stream because had some stuff going on, so... Alright, back it up. Seriously, back up. Gotta finish loading it up. Don't be sorry, I was like, yes, sir. I think this might be the first time I've had somebody come in at such a inopportune time. Got you in my earbuds, so getting ready to close soon. Hell yeah. Yeah, hopefully you can get home soon, get something to eat, and get nice and cozy. Alright, come on. Alright, there's the elevator. I'm like, oh, there you are. Of course, you go for the double swipe. Yeah, I could just run to the elevator, but I really want to try taking this guy out. But I'll make this the last try. I don't want to waste precious controller battery life trying to deal with this guy. I like how he's honestly kind of just as agile as Leon is. With his little cartwheels and backflips. Okay, that move he just did right there reminded me a little bit of like Valdo from Soul Calibur. Get the hell out of here. Alright. Now we're getting down to the wire here. Ball that reminds me of Pinhead too. Yeah, good call, honestly. Yeah, definitely both have that, BDSM kind of, inspiration in their, design. Ow. Alright, back up, back up. You're getting way, way too fucking close for comfort. Alright.
None left.
Yeah, I really hate how this gun functions. I really do. Attach the mine. Of course he would do that. Alright, fine. Come over here, come over here. There we go. Alright, you want me so bad? Come over here, come over here, come over here. There we go. Ah, you know, he's such a prick. Alright, reload. Keep chasing, keep chasing, keep chasing. Come over here. I'm just gonna have to plant these in the environment, because he's too good at dodging these. It takes way too long to draw this thing back and aim. Except for when it just decides it doesn't want to go off. That's always fun. Like that. Gotta love it. Alright, now come over here. No, of course the other one just goes off on its own. Alright, that's about all I'm gonna get out of that. I hate when he does that fucking triple swipe. I hate how close this motherfucker likes to get. Back up. Oh, the charge bolt. Yeah, it's weird for a handheld crossbow, but I guess they didn't want you to stand still to recock it. Yeah. Yeah, that makes some sense. Alright, let's see. Crafting. What can I make? Alright, attachable mines might honestly probably be the best thing I can make. Last time I went for magnum rounds and it still wasn't enough to take this guy out. Ah. But I only have one bolt left, which is magnificent. Of course he pops out right next to me. Should have counted my bolts first. Alright, now we're right back to where we started, just the pistol. Just the pistol, and I guess if you want to get spicy, my knife, but there's no way in hell I'm taking this guy down with just the knife. Hello.
Some peace and quiet. My condolences to your master.
Oh my god, I did it. Burn in hell, piece of shit. Alright. Let's get out of this fucking torture dungeon. I can't believe that actually worked. Oh my god.
Pitiful little lamb.
Your suffering came in, just as it has for our newest daughter.
Who has joined us in communion,
And now she is of our flesh, of our blood. My faithful disciple will show her the path.
go now. Deliver to these vagrant children their salvation. As you wish.
I'll make it cheap for you.
Oh. Alright, we got through that one, chat. Somehow. Let's drop a save. It only took evaporating all of my ammo, but we did it. Alright, what am I gonna want here? Guess I can put the Magnum away for now. And we can probably run with what we've got, to be honest. Isn't much. But, actually, we're probably gonna want the rifle, now that I'm thinking about it, because I think we're going to where the, hives are. So I'll drop the stingray in there again, and the scope. There we go. Yeah, chat, the reviews for Requiem dropped today, and the scores are looking fantastic. I'm so excited for Friday.
Feeling better? Yeah. Seems like it worked.
Bad news? All we've done is buy you some time. The suppressant's effects will wear off all too soon.
Reputable reviews, I hope. Yeah, the funny thing is, it really doesn't matter, like what source you trust, they're all glowing.
In that case,
The,
we know what we have
only kind of middling reviews I've seen.
Let us rescue the Princess Dulcinea!
You can hurt yourself.
Hey, that was my last.
The only middling reviews I've seen have come from people who
Why help me though?
feel that the game is too,
No need to be suspicious.
they feel that the game is too reliant on the old lore of Resident Evil as opposed to their preferred, I guess, lore, which is from 7 and Village, which I still haven't gotten the opportunity to really just sit and, yap about my personal feelings on 7 and 8, which, again, I do think that 7 is a great game. I have some problems with the direction the story took, mainly because of how it was all followed up upon in 8. But 8 is my main point of contention for a lot of reasons. It irks me that that game really just kind of comes down to, at least in most people's eyes, you know, just the memes of Lady D, and it's like, I mean, I get it, I'm not trying to be Mr. No Fun or whatever, but I feel like the memes kind of covered up for a lot of the flaws 8 has, and I do think there's a lot of issues with that game's storytelling. And it's not just from a personal opinion standpoint. When Capcom unfortunately got hacked, and a lot of their, like, behind-the-scenes stuff kind of, like, came out, you could see, actually, in those leaks, those data leaks, how much got, cut from Village at, like, the last minute, and it ruined a lot of things. Yeah, I could go into it, forever and ever, but I do feel like Village is a game that is good as a game in its own right. As a Resident Evil game, I think it has a lot of issues, and I do think a lot of those issues get covered up by, you know, people memeing. And, as a character, I'm really not incredibly fond of Ethan. I don't think he's, like, a horrible character, but I do think the decision to try to go for, like, a, like an avatar, like, basically, oh, we tried to kind of give him the least amount of lore to, like, prevent it from not feeling like you and blah, blah, blah. And then the whole thing of, like, never showing his face. I feel like that really hurt his connection with me, personally, because Resident Evil is a very character-driven, series, right? And all of these characters started out as nobodies, right? Leon and Claire were nobodies. I mean, Claire obviously had the connection to Chris, so she was more, I guess, exciting on the outset because of her lore connections. But as a person, she was a new face, right? She was essentially what Grace is, right? A new character that's connected to an old one. But we knew nothing about her back when RE2 came out. But all these characters started out as nobodies at first, but we got to connect with them because of the story that was told, the personalities that they got to show, the events of the game, and we got to see them, you know? They all have distinct styles, distinct color patterns, things like that. And so not having that with Ethan, I feel, made my connection to him personally weaker. But all of that aside, long story short, from what I've seen, the only reviews that have been somewhat ambivalent on Requiem have been ones where people preferred the, and I'm quoting one of them, newer, fresher direction that Village took the series as opposed to the quote-unquote tried and true story of, you know, what Requiem is returning to. And I can definitely tell you I'm not going to agree with that whatsoever. I really don't think that Village did anything significant with the plot whatsoever. And I'm much more interested in exploring the foundations of the series, even if it's with, say, a new character like Grace. You know, it doesn't have to be Leon, it doesn't have to be any of the older characters, but, you know, we're here for a reason, right? It just kind of feels weird to me that you could take any franchise and say, like, oh, I would rather it be something randomly new, as opposed to, you know, what we're all here for. But yeah. For some weird reason, okay, yeah, I see. There it is. For some reason, the emote you just posted, Ballgate, took 1,000 years to load. It came out as just like text. It's like, what the heck is that? But yeah, now I'm glad that you feel similarly, because feels like a very weird complaint to me. But I feel the same way. I did get a little teary-eyed because he grew on me, but I wish they dove deeper in his character. Like in Silent Hill 2, there was a lot of character development and storyline. Of course, it's a psychological horror, and that would make sense, but still, I feel like they could have worked on his story more. I agree completely, Sushi. Like, that's the thing. I think they did a good job in Village of at least, like, kinda salvaging his character a little bit towards the end to make you feel something, you know, for when that happens. But I agree, like, I think the problem was when RE7 came out, they even said that like their whole mission with Ethan was to make him somewhat of a everyman because they wanted every player who, you know, played the game to feel like they were him, right? And that came largely because the game was designed for VR. So they wanted him to kind of feel like out of the way. They didn't want it to have this disconnect where it's like, oh, we want you to feel like an everyman, but here you are playing as this person that has like a big personality like Leon, right? I get it, but I do think that that hurt any potential for a follow-up with his character, and then in 8 they kind of had to try and build off of stuff that wasn't there. And while I think they did the best job that they could have in that regard, I do feel like there was a lot of wasted opportunities, especially because I do think Ethan is salvageable as a character if they had made different story decisions. And I like the environment of RE8, but I felt like they were trying to do a little too much. Like, why didn't they do more dialect with the characters? Why do they have American accents in that village, right? Okay, that's the thing that also kills me. Because, like, even Lady D's name is not correct. Like, at least from what I heard, that is not the way it's supposed to be pronounced, like in Romanian. So they were, like, pronouncing her name wrong the entire time. And now that you've played 8, I wonder if you agree with me, Sushi, that like when you compare the settings between RE8 and Nosferatu, there was so much crossover that it could have been such a good game. I feel like if Village had been a slower paced classic game like 7, right, where you have to run around, you know, backtrack, inventory manage and stuff rather than reusing the suitcase here, right? I feel like if they would have just set it in the Romanian castle and focused on one villain, it would have been a great game. Instead, it kind of felt like almost like a theme park, right? Where you have these 4 different places you go to, and they're all very different. They're all taking from different genres of horror, and that can work. They did that with 7, where the different areas of the house and the different members of the family were based upon different horror tropes, right? Jack was like the slasher and stalker, right? Marguerite was, you know, insect and body horror. Lucas was, like Saw-based horror, right? Like gore porn, like mutilation kind of horror, that kind of thing. And then Evelyn was kind of like J-horror, you know, very similar, like tapping into that whole, you know, the scary little girl, scary child kind of thing. So they did that in 7, and it wasn't perfect, but it was handled a lot better than I felt in Village, where you had these 4 different houses that were all sequestered from one another, and they were all like, I don't know, they felt way too different, and they did not add up to a coherent end product, I feel. You know, because like with 7 it worked because I think all of the family members had very apparent different personalities. Like Jack just came across as the kind of guy that would follow you and then beat your ass, right? Marguerite and her bizarre, you know, obsession with bugs and the whole body horror stuff fit her well. Lucas was clearly, you know, insane, and him deciding to torture people rather than get physically involved himself made a lot of sense, right? He only got involved when he had no other choice, when he got cornered by Chris in the DLC, right? That fit his personality. And then Evelyn's whole thing was that she was in Ethan's brain. She was in all of their brains, right? So her going for a more like psychological kind of thing with the hallucinations, etc., also made sense. But in Village, I feel like the approach they took with all of them felt really random. Like, they were trying to go for the same thing, but the juxtaposition was a little bit too much, where in the beginning of the game, you're dealing with, you know, pseudo-vampires, right? And then, by the end, you're dealing with a literal, like, copy of the movie Frankenstein's Army. In between, you're dealing with werewolves. And it feels really confusing, because why is the mold turning these people into, like, werewolves, whereas, in 7, they were turning into literal mold creatures. It all felt very thrown together and random. Sorry, let me catch up on chat and stop yapping. I did like the subtle details, like how he reloaded his weapons from 7 and 8. In 7, he never handled weapons, and it showed through his shaky and slow reload. So in 8, it's a bit smoother. Supposedly got trained a bit by Chris. Yeah, that was actually really cool. I did like those details. Resident Evil is always very good about stuff like that. I liked that as well. Because they did great dialects in RE4. Why didn't they do that? Yeah, exactly, right? I did approach the castle environment, though, because right now vampires and gothic literature are my current obsession, but I kind of wish it would have been longer, like the castle, like the RPD in 2. Okay, Sushi, I agree completely, right? Okay, I mean, based on me, I mean, you see my design, and, you know, I love horror and stuff. Yeah, I love all things goth culture, right? I agree completely. That is why it bugs me so much that they didn't just focus on the castle. Because the castle, right, like when you go back to Resident Evil's roots, Resident Evil started with the Spencer Mansion and everything. That sort of environment is always going to be Resident Evil's bread and butter, right? So, I don't know why they didn't just decide to give us a sprawling castle environment for Village, as opposed to, like, Village to me comes off as like a, I don't want to say poorly crafted, because again, I want people to understand, as a game, individually, I do think Village is good. As a Resident Evil game, it comes across as a poorly crafted amalgamation of Resident Evil 4 and Resident Evil 7. And I don't think it works. I really don't, because RE4's high-octane action doesn't work in first person, right? It just doesn't. Especially because, like, when you look at what they're doing with Requiem, where you can switch the perspectives between first person and third person, I think it'll work better there, because even though you do have that option for first person, they're still going to let you do the things, at least as Leon, that he can do in RE4. They wanted Ethan to kind of have that vibe, but they never gave him, like, the ability to kick or, you know, suplex monsters or whatever. Not saying he should have had that, but what I'm saying is, it was a half step. So it never came across like the RE4, like, tribute they wanted it to be. And if you're gonna do it halfway, I really don't think they should have done it that way at all. Welcome in, G-Rockstar. So if they stuck with, like, the vampire motif, do you think they should have put traditional vampire quirks in the game, like if Ethan threw rice on the ground, would all of them stop to count? Honestly, what I think... Okay. I'll say this and then I'll stop yapping, I promise. I was actually thinking about this the other day, right? So, as a nerd obsessed with Resident Evil, here's something that I've realized about this franchise, right? All of the characters have their own little personality things and vibes that make it into every game. Everything from the colors that they wear to the theming behind their individual plot lines, right? So for instance, if you look at Chris has a personal kind of hang-up on losing partners, right? We see this most prominently in RE5, but it's something that's followed him since the first game. He took it very hard losing the other members of STARS, and, you know, in every game that he's appeared in since, his whole thing has always been making sure he doesn't lose someone. In Code Veronica, he works to make sure that, you know, he can save Claire, right? And he feels it's his duty, as he tells her in the end before he fights Wesker, it's his duty to face Wesker as a surviving member of STARS, right? So, he feels very strongly about not letting people that he feels responsible for die. That's one reason why he is so, you know, wound up in RE5. And then, you know, he takes it so seriously, as we see in the scene where Sheva almost sacrifices herself to kill Wesker, similar to Jill. And he lets go to grab her, right? Because he doesn't want that to happen again. In RE6, we see that he pretty much damn near loses his mind because of losing his whole squad, and, you know, becomes completely obsessed with getting vengeance on who he thinks is Ada, right? Even in RE7 and Not a Hero, he loses his whole team down in the mines, right? He is very... His whole story is always, like, centered around losing somebody. And even in RE8, he's obsessed with trying to make sure that Ethan doesn't get hurt to the point where he leaves him out of a situation that is completely his business. You know what I mean? Leon. Leon, as a character, feels a great deal of responsibility for protecting people who are defenseless. He is deeply wounded by what happened in RE2. And if you watch the CGI movies especially, they really harp on the fact that compared to the other characters, Leon is still traumatized by what happened in Raccoon City. Because that was supposed to be his first day, and he got there late. He feels personally responsible. He feels personally responsible for letting those people down because he thinks things would have been different if he would have showed up earlier. I'm happy you said the reviews were saying it's going back to the old story, which I'm all for. Me too, Sushi. Oh my god, me too. You have no idea how badly I've wanted that. But Leon is personally traumatized by the events of RE2. And he is, that's something that sticks with him. Did you watch the videos? No, actually, I'm going to watch them. I'll probably watch them tonight. I was thinking of saving them for that stream I had talked about of doing a, what do you call it? A tier list, but I'm probably not going to get that opportunity since Friday is just coming with a vengeance. What videos, Bolgay? I've seen nothing yet. I want no spoilers till Adrian plays it. Oh no, they're not videos from Requiem. They're like character analysis videos of the characters in Resident Evil, which actually do look really cool. Well, you're almost, if not spot on. Okay, that makes me happy, because that's always been my analysis of him anyway. But especially, like, the more side content that you analyze, you can definitely see it. Especially in, like, the remake of RE4. They changed some of his dialogue to really harp on the fact that, you know, Raccoon City scarred him. Right? It's in the Discord, actually, Sushi. Bolgay posted it in my Discord, so you can find them there. But on top of that, you know, there's just how do I say this? I don't want to do this because if I keep talking, I won't stop going over every single character. But essentially TLDR, right? All the characters in Resident Evil have distinct personal stories that do follow them across each game. It may not seem like it, but if you look at it, you will see it's there. It's always there, right? So, having said that, returning to Ethan, I feel they made a mistake by making Ethan's whole personal story family, right? Like, it's clear that that's what his story is. And the reason why I feel that way is, when you get to a series that is as large as Resident Evil, you're going to start repeating some things with certain characters, and that's totally fine, right? I'm not saying that's a bad thing at all. But I do feel like family worked better for Barry's personal story, right? We see it in the first game with what he's going through, the reason why he is manipulated by Wesker. And then we see it, of course, in Revelations 2, right? Huge redeeming story for him, and he works to save his daughter, right? Adopts Natalia, so on and so forth. Using the family theme for Ethan, first in RE7 with his wife, and then in RE8 with his child, it was fine. However, what I felt they should have done for Ethan should have been, especially if they wanted him to be like an everyman character, he should have been the character whose personal story revolves around the strange. And what I mean by that is, one of RE7's biggest strengths is that it feels like the first Resident Evil game, but warped, right? We're used to the Spencer Mansion as this, you know, European Gothic structure, and they take RE1's setup and instead put you in the Southern Gothic architecture, right? You're in this massive plantation house, rather than this oversized European mansion that has, you know, these tomb-style, you know, these Egyptian tomb-style traps everywhere, right? All of a sudden, everything is rudimentary and very weird, right? The Spencer Mansion was eerily clean, despite being, you know, dusty and eerie, it was odd how well maintained it was. Whereas the Baker estate is filthy as hell. There's mold everywhere, you know, there's shit tossed everywhere, there's disgusting food, like, it's almost the opposite of what you got in RE1. So, when you look at how you felt playing the first Resident Evil game, Chris and Jill, despite being new characters, despite being inexperienced with, you know, BOWs and such, they were still highly trained police officers. Chris was formerly in the United States Air Force, and Jill was in the United States Army, right? In the Resident Evil lore, Jill actually received Delta Force training, right? In the RE lore, she's the first woman in the world to ever receive Army Delta Force training. So she was more than capable, despite being understandably afraid of, you know, the prospect of monsters being real, right? But that's why I can vibe with Jill now, I know. Yeah, she's very badass, right? So when you think about that, even though you were playing as characters who were scared, because of course who wouldn't be, no matter how much training you have, look at that situation, especially because if you consider at that point in the Resident Evil lore, to them, the idea of monsters being real probably felt silly. And now all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, you've watched, you know, several of your teammates get eaten by creatures that shouldn't exist. Right? That's why actually in the original PS1 version, the way Richard delivers the line is kind of ridiculous, but I do love when he says, this house is full of terrible demons. And the reason I like it is because you have that sadness to it where Richard died thinking these were demons from hell, rather than what we now know as, you know, human constructs, disgusting abominations created by hubris, right, and science. There's something kind of eerie and just overall saddening about that he died without knowing the truth, right? And you imagine the other STARS members felt the same way, right? That didn't get as far as Chris and Jill or Rebecca or Barry did, right? So, having said that, Chris and Jill, despite being afraid, understandably so, were still very capable of defending themselves, right? They were very capable of working any weapon they came across and surviving extreme conditions because they received that training as members of the military, right? Ethan, on the other hand, I played the first 4 games and forgot them all. No worries, I'm here to nerd out and disrupt the stream by talking nonstop about Resident Evil lore, so don't worry about it. But Ethan, on the other hand, is a completely different story. Ethan's background is as a tech guy, right? He worked in tech. This guy had no training and absolutely was not prepared to deal with what he dealt with. You can tell because, as we know from Twisted 8, he died not long after getting into the Baker house, right? So he's not built like Chris and Jill, we'll put it that way. He legitimately got his head stomped in and died. And the only reason he was able to keep going was because he was infected. And actually, interesting fun fact for you. If you play RE7 and you get to the point where you deal with Mia in the house and she stabs him in the hand and everything, when you put the first aid medicine on your hand, because, you know, they force you to do that, that's actually the moment he gets infected. And when Jack stomps on your face after fighting Mia, that's actually when he dies. Now, we know this because, of course, they show us it in RE8, but you can actually tell because the music that starts to play after he stomps on Ethan's face actually starts with the "You Are Dead" sound. So they were kind of subliminally telling you Ethan actually died there, which is funny. And a nice little subtle detail. I'm replaying RE1 again offline this week. Oh my god. I've played that game so many times. I'm so glad to hear that, though. Tell me how your playthrough goes. But yeah, let me get to the point. Ethan was definitely not prepared for what happened in RE7, right? As a result, to me, if he's meant to be an everyman, Ethan's personal story to me, I think... Oh, didn't they already try to do the everyman thing with the online multiplayer game? You mean Outbreak? Yes. Yeah, in a way they kind of did. And again, I feel they did a better job of that because the Outbreak characters all had unique personalities and reasons to like them, as opposed to Ethan, who was incredibly bland, but I digress. But that's why I feel like, you know, with the everyman thing, Ethan's personal story should have been focused on the Strange. Because I don't know about any of you who played it, but the first time I played RE7, something that I liked about it, that threw me off, was just how fucking weird it was. So, like, when you have Zoe tell you, oh, you know, I can make a serum. Well, it's a very Resident Evil thing to say, right? You figure it'll be kind of like in RE3 when Carlos makes the antivirus for Jill. Instead, you find yourself in a crawl space under the house, or in the back of the house, pulling the arm off of a mummified child. And for me, playing it the first time, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Right? When you get to Marguerite's shrine, and you see all of the flowers and the candles around it and stuff, and then the watch that Ethan has starts going off, and it says target acquired, and it's like, okay, what does that mean? And then you open the suitcase, and again, you see a mummified, you know, child that looks like stillborn or something, and it's like, what is going on? Right? That game had such a weird vibe to the visuals. Everything about the way the mold worked, and the D series and the E series and all that stuff, was so delightfully bizarre that I feel like they should have run with that, and that should have been Ethan's thing. Right? That he is a one character that, unlike the others who deals with, like, the more front-facing abominations of the series, like Chris, Jill, Claire, and Leon always end up at a point where they kind of find out, like, they end up in the labs, they read the documentation, they find out how these viruses work and stuff, right? I feel like Ethan should have been more positioned as you or I would be, right? Some random person who ends up in weird situations. You might survive it, but you're not going to get all the answers, and to you, it's going to be really freaking strange, right? You're not going to understand everything that's happening. And for him as the everyman character, I feel like that would have been his strength, that they could have given him games with plots that revolved around things that are kind of like on the outer end of the series, where unlike the others, he doesn't end up, you know, storming a lab and figuring everything out. He just kind of ends up in weird situations where he's just lucky to be alive and doesn't figure it all out. And so for 8, I feel like a good way to do that, especially if they were trying to go for something that felt, you know, different from the rest of the series, they should have set it completely in the castle. Like Sushi said, they should have greatly expanded it. It should have been set up like the RPD or the Spencer Mansion. And I feel it should have been about, like, you know how with RE4, especially when it first came out, it felt really different because you were dealing with the Las Plagas. You had these parasites that were completely brand new to the series. You had no idea what they were at the time. And as it turned out, they were just creatures that were native to this area that were living under the ground that this family knew about and kept a secret for generations until the events of this game took place, right? That's interesting. It was something completely organic, something completely in nature, and they kind of did that with the mold as well, right? To a certain extent. But I feel like it would have been more interesting if Ethan was dealing with people who were infected with a new, undiscovered virus that had the effects of vampirism, right? That kind of made people lust for blood, but didn't entirely make them lose their minds, right? And then you could even say that they worked on this virus and kind of modified it so that it could do other things, so you could still have room for other creatures and stuff. But him being involved in this bizarre, like, cult of people who are infected and don't realize they're infected with something and just genuinely believe themselves to be vampires, that would have been interesting. Because it still would have had a basis in pseudoscience, you know, like basically Resident Evil always likes to have a sense, like a veneer of plausibility. But obviously, you know, it's complete science fiction and stuff. But it goes out of its way to not embrace the supernatural entirely. And I like that about this series, because we have enough supernatural horror out there, which is great in its own right. But Resident Evil stands out because it goes out of its way to try to make it practical within the boundaries of Resident Evil's lore and, you know, what science is in the Resident Evil universe, right? Of course, sometimes it can come off ridiculous, like throwing your blood and having it turn into flames in Code Veronica, or, you know, Wesker becoming Neo from the Matrix, and all sorts of other things that I love but are ridiculous, of course. But it still feels quote-unquote plausible because there's a scientific element to it. They're not saying, you know, this character was just blessed by a spirit or a Greek god or something just to say, now you have powers. At least they try to explain it. And I do appreciate that because it creates a sense of rules that you understand that the average person in the Resident Evil universe can't just be Wesker, for instance, right? But yeah, having said all of that, to end my little diatribe here, Ethan, I feel, was a big ball of missed potential. He had the opportunity, in my opinion, to be an outlier protagonist that did not ever deal with, you know, the major antagonists or the major companies and stuff in the series, but rather as the one person who was just a normal guy who was unlucky enough to run into stuff that he's never quite able to understand and manages to survive just by, you know, sheer willpower and being scrappy. That would have definitely made him stand out from all of these other characters who, again, even prior to the events of their games, had some form of training. Even Claire, who was probably the most normal person because she was just a college student in RE2, had been trained by Chris. You know, he taught her everything he knew from his Air Force training and everything else. So she knew how to work a gun. Yeah, she was very capable of self-defense, etc. So, you know, still, Ethan was even less prepared than her. But yeah, anyway, that's just my my 2 cents. I apologize for all of the yapping. Thank you for the head pats, Sushi. We will get back to the game. I promise this is still an RE4 stream.
Hey,
Thank you for the posture check, Purple.
this used to lead to the exit.
And I will hydrate. I was doing a lot of yapping. I probably should. You asked me at one point, Sushi, if I would ever consider, like, doing a stream or a video talking about this stuff. This is why I haven't, because I'll just completely go over the rails just talking nonstop. Alright, we need to get that dynamite.
Looks like we've got company. What do you want to do?
It's great, though. I love it. I like how you critique it. Thank you. Yeah,
Leon! This one's on me! Appreciate it.
Thank you. Oh, no. I don't think so. I don't think so. God, I caught that just in time. Alright. Oh my god, I hate these guys with the fucking dynamite. He just chainsawed his own guy. Oh my god. Alright, up the stairs. Come on, Luis. No, but thank you, Sushi. I enjoy analyzing, media. Jesus Christ, this is getting bad. Not just,
Sorry, you're not my type.
not just horror movies and such, although I do enjoy that very much. But I really like analyzing things like song lyrics and, you know, poetry, etc., etc. So I tend to get a little bit carried away when I start talking about things that, that interest me, for better or worse. I know yapping can be a good thing for streaming, but oh my god, get off. Okay, I need, that I don't have. Alright, I'm just gonna have to make do with a flash grenade because I don't have ammo for any gun that would meaningfully pack a punch right now.
Close your eyes. Out of the way.
I enjoy hearing you talk about it. It's like a podcast since I'm just listening as I'm still at work. I'm glad. Yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe most people don't mind. I just try to be cognizant of, not delving too deeply into things that, may not be as interesting
How thoughtful.
to others as it is in my nerd brain. I want to make this a, fun stream for everybody. Alright, enough for another flashbang? No, unfortunately. I love when he yaps. It's a beautiful voice, even if the screams in the background. Thank you. You know, that's kind of funny. I guess I never really thought about the, juxtaposition of talking while all of this, mayhem is going on in the background. Alright. Might be able to kite them around this way and just keep going down to that, basement level. Alright. Oh, oh, that was very close. Do not need to get grabbed right now. Alright, out through here. Just keep going in one big circle. Keep these guys off my ass. Hopefully they don't get wise to it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
You can literally read an IKEA instruction manual and we'd be happy. That's funny because aren't they usually just pictures? Come on, come to the doorway. Exactly. Alright, friendly fire. That, actually worked out very well. Thank you, Ganato, for killing the, chainsaw woman. I don't know how the chainsaw man died, but...
Stay focused.
Stay focused, I am. You could have shot him before he was able to do that, Luis, but you didn't, did you?
Sorry. Must have slipped.
Alright, let's hurry up and do this. Alright, lower the bridge. Let's hurry up and get across. You know, another little thing about, Requiem that I'm looking forward to is, I'm just happy that Resident Evil is returning to an urban environment. Because personal opinion, I'm not really a fan of them doing things like going to, like, villages and such. Not to say that it can't work. Obviously, you know, if they did every game in, like, an urban environment, then it would start to run together. I can respect doing something different. But 4 to 5, some of 6 kind of has that environment going on, right? We went back to, like, a home in 7, which was nice. And then 8 went back to, not just back to a village, but it was channeling RE4 so much and in such a poor way, in my opinion, that, like, I miss seeing, like, the direct effect that these viruses and stuff are having on people in areas that actually feel lived in. So, yeah, I'm, happy to be back in a location like that. Not even just talking about Raccoon City, but the hospital and the other places that they've shown off in the trailers. I really like the vibe. Thank you, Luis. Have you ever played Chronos: A New Dawn? No, but it's on my list. I couldn't play it before, but now that I have a Switch 2, and it is on the list, it's on the list for me to play. So I, hopefully, in the future, will be playing Chronos: A New Dawn on the channel. It's great. I think you'd enjoy it. It looks great to me. It reminds me a lot of Dead Space, of which I'm a massive fan of. So I'm very much looking forward to trying that. I think what helps is taking the familiar and then turning it into what makes us scared. RE's 1, 2, and 3. Yes, exactly. Yeah. Because, you know, sometimes you can... sometimes you can do a good job with putting someone in a place that's completely unfamiliar. But one of my main gripes with horror as a whole is I feel like a lot of people don't necessarily have a good idea of like what that looks like. There are a lot of great examples, of course, but like, I don't know, more than any other genre, and this happens in every genre of media, I do feel like horror is victim to copycat syndrome. I mean, just think about when PT came out and how every single indie horror game afterwards was PT. I hated that so much. You know, I think PT was a great idea and stuff, but originality is key, in my opinion, in horror. You know, you want something that you don't expect, even if it's dressed up in the very familiar or wears its inspirations on its sleeve. When you directly copy that closely, it just kind of sucks the fun out of it. You know, I want to go into a nightmare that I'm not expecting rather than something that is very clearly just trying to be something else, but doing it worse. You know what I mean? Let me check on OBS real quick. Okay, good. Good, good, good. Alright, we've got a hell of a boss battle coming up. Let me double back to the merchant real quick. I need to repair my, vest. God, I forgot how far of a trek this was.
Take a look. Something's bound to catch your eye. Welcome. Ooh, what you buying?
Yeah, but to your point, Bulgay, you're absolutely right. That's one of the reasons why I really enjoyed that game I played on my YouTube channel, Cold Rails. I don't know if you watched the video I did, but
A well-tuned weapon can make good
there's something so perfect in horror about taking a environment that you recognize and can easily envision yourself in. Like, again, just working a regular job. Can I make bolts? Yes, I can. But would that be using up the only knife I have? No. Okay. Let's do that. Yeah, you can take certain settings, like in that game, taking a train, and then you do something a little different with it. Say, oh, you're a bartender on that train, and then you add in the scares. And all of a sudden, to me, it connects a lot better than here's another game where you're waking up in the woods somewhere, and it's like, yes, that would be a scary scenario, but it's like, you do need to have some element of being able to relate to something, I feel, in order for it to work. It's on my list for tonight. Thank you. I hope you enjoy it. Hopefully the sound should be a little bit better in this one compared to the first video I did. I figured out what was wrong with my mic and I fixed it, so, I mean, I'm sure you can hear the difference with me talking right now. So hopefully it should be a little bit better, but I am still learning, so, you know, honestly, if any of you that do check it out have any constructive criticism, yeah, please put it in the Discord. It would be helpful. Also on mine, thank you, Sushi. Man, I would have been able to leave now, but last minute order came in. I'm sorry, Sushi. I hate when that happens. I think that's why Japanese horror works as well. It always seems to involve the familiar. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I completely agree. Yeah, I don't know. I think, obviously, everybody has a different idea of what scares them, and that's completely fair. You know, what I feel works in horror for me may not work for somebody else, and that's perfectly fine. But I do think... there's a reason why some things tend to get a little bit more popular than others. And especially as it pertains to horror, when people kind of feel a connection with a certain environment or setting or character, that'll always work better. That's actually one reason why I am not a huge fan of male protagonists in horror. And I feel that way not because I don't think they can work, because of course they can. You know, I'm a Leon fan, right? But I feel like a lot of writers don't know how to make a man come off as vulnerable without needing to completely overcompensate with some unrealistic behavior, right? I don't know. It's weird. Because, like, Silent Hill's a good example. I think Silent Hill does a great job with both male and female protagonists. And, like, when you look at Heather in Silent Hill 3, she is such a fantastic character. She's a realistic character that is brave. She's scared, but she's brave. She perseveres through everything that is happening, and she feels like a real person, right? Whereas in a lot of horror movies and a lot of horror games that star men, it's like they might make them jump or like scream a little bit at something that jumps out at them and surprises them. But there's always this need to, like, really fall back into, like, this muy machoism that annoys me. Because I'm not saying everybody's going to be, like, piss scared. And the same trope can also fall upon female characters as well. But for whatever reason with male characters, it feels like they're afraid to truly make them vulnerable. And it really hampers the experience of watching or playing something that is meant to be scary. And it really irritates me. Not even just from that perspective, but also from a personality perspective as well. I feel like a lot of times they don't do a good job of making them layered.
After you, I insist.
Such a gentleman.
Now you owe me.
Please, heads up!
It's like a lot of male characters are not allowed to be human.
Is it always like this with you?
Oh god, here we go. Whether if it's in the original or the remake, this battle is a pain in the ass. Alright, okay, let's get these guys in the center.
Louise, out of the way!
I was hoping he would have tripped into it, but I guess we need to really make sure they're in the middle. Let's focus on this one first, alright? Also, just realize I am at 59 followers, one away from 60. Right, come to the middle, come to the middle, come to the middle.
Shit, can't get through the armor. Here it goes.
Oh, come on. Of course he would stumble back.
Louise, out of the way!
Don't forget about us when you get famous. I don't think you have to worry about that either way. Because one, I wouldn't forget about you. And two, I don't think I'll be getting famous. So don't you worry about that. Come on, get over here. Get to the middle. Get to the middle. Stay just like that for me. There we go.
Here it goes.
Thought The Ritual was a good horror movie, though. Maybe because it involves cryptid style beasts. I don't think I've seen The Ritual. I have to see what it's on. I would like to check that out. You will be that sexy ass voice. I appreciate your faith and your compliment. Purple. Oh god. Alright, now this guy. This is the one that's a pain in the ass. Because of course they had to put armor on him. Because why not, right? So now I gotta keep him distracted while Luis is doing his thing. Silent Hill F was amazing. I loved it so much. I need to do another playthrough to get the other endings. I want to play it so bad, but now I have to hope that it gets ported to the Switch 2. I really hope it does, because I don't have a PS5 or anything like that, and especially after getting a Switch 2, I am not gonna have the I'm not gonna have the ability to to get one, so get in there. Bye, asswipe. One reason I really want to play Silent Hill F is the writer was the creator of Higurashi, and I absolutely love that series so much. I don't know if any of you have ever played the visual novels or watched the anime, but they are some of the best horror material ever created, hands down.
Come on.
He's a fantastic writer, and I'm not surprised that Silent Hill F turned out great with him writing the story. I enjoyed the ritual. It was one that actually gave me shivers. I'll have to check it out. If the movie was good, imagine the book is better.
Oh, that was a pain. They're keeping those things cooped up down here, too?
The underground here is sacred to them. See, this is where they discovered Las Plagas, preserved inside ancient deposits of Ember.
Of course they did.
Makes me want to go into the woods more. Oh boy. There's so many fascinating and horrifying stories of things people have encountered in like national parks around the
You're not
US.
suggesting we ride this thing.
Do you see any other way?
If you don't know what these are, you should look up the missing 411 cases. They are fascinating. Alright, I'm gonna put this back, because I'm not finding any ammo for that thing right now. Move that up there. Alright, I need... spread this out a little bit. Perfect. Alright. Time to,
Give us a push, Sancho.
go on our little roller coaster ride.
There, it's moving. This should speed things up a bit.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Hey, we're in a hurry, right? Oh, by the way,
What now?
hope you like thrill rides. Going off the rails! Lean! Shit! This thing's gonna flip! Going off the rails! Mierda! Do something about those parts! Oh yeah! Switch tracks! If we don't, we're gonna crash!
Alright, chat, give me a moment. I'm gonna be locked in. Put that down, please.
Up ahead! Shoot the boards! We shake them off! Left turn! We're coming to the right! Not looking so good. Hope the cart holds up.
Most definitely not with that, please. Reload, reload, reload. So convenient of you to have red barrels on board your cart there. I can leave, let's go, yes. Yes, go home, Sushi. Be free. Alright, that's part one.
Afraid not. Things are just getting started.
Remember, I'm the idiot that wants to find these things, so I never go unarmed. Yeah, you know, I feel like doing things like that, cryptid hunting, would be interesting. But I do not envy anyone who is, actually come upon certain things. Oh my god, alright. Interesting equals detrimental to my health. Yeah, pretty much. Big fan of the mag size of the Matilda.
Sorry, must have slipped.
Really nice not having to reload every 5 seconds like the Red 9. Adrian, guess what? What, Purple? Alright, I guess we're going higher? What if dinosaurs had fat mommy milkers? I think Akira already answered that question for us. I don't think we have to wonder. Her stream delivered to us, the answer that nobody wanted.
Let's go.
Not this again.
Apparently life would become a soap opera. We watched it so many times, it was so fucking funny. Yeah, that was something else. I, could not believe what I was seeing when I tuned in.
Things in bad shape. Take better care of it, okay?
I know, I'm trying, Luis. I wish you would shoot too. Oh, shit. Ugh. Oh, God, that was close.
This is kind of fun. More parts. Left turn. Shit, this thing's gonna flip. Hey, the cart's tipping over.
Yeah, Purple, that was probably the funniest raid I think I've ever had. I just adore that this guy is somehow just with a chainsaw.
Can't take another hit.
I know. Oh, we are totally gonna burn. Oh shit. Can you please? Dude, enough.
This thing's gonna going off the rail. Give me a hand.
God, Leon has lived a crazy life.
You can see where they dug up the bumps. Ahead.
You're kidding. Hit the brake!
Well, he got the break.
What? Are you serious? Jump!
Oh yeah.
Luis!
Can I get a hand? Give us a 3-2-1 next time, eh, Sancho?
Whatever.
Oh, man. Huh. But actually, this works. Oh yeah, let's get on that lift.
Thank God. Alright, we made it through that. Alright, let me get out the... rifle, because now we're gonna have to be sniping a lot of these guys. Time for more bugs. Oh god, reminding me of Double D Dinosaur also reminded me that people have made a Mrs. X as well. Wait, you mean like a female tyrant? Yep. Oh my goodness. It's funny because I feel kind of like that's what Lady D felt like in Village.
We can make it if we circle around. Come on.
Pain in my ass.
Complete with the hat and everything. Now that you say that, that was probably the plan. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it felt like, to be honest. Interesting detail. I'm not sure if you knew this, but the inspiration for Lady D was actually Lust from Full Metal Alchemist.
I knew it. Stay sharp. These guys have camouflage.
Alright, Luis, you could do me a favor and help. Fucking hate these things so much. Luis, you could shoot too. Really? Dang, that scene. I thought it was a Japanese yokai, the 8-foot tall one. Yeah, it's both. She was the inspiration, or the yokai was the inspiration for, like, the, height and the overall visage, but her claws and everything was inspired by Lust from Full Metal Alchemist. Luis, really? Alright, we already know what that's about. We need to destroy the hive, which we're gonna do anyway, because I want these disgusting things to stop coming. We got 2 of the glowy points on it, so we just need to pop a few more.
I hate insects. Take care of them for me, would ya?
How about you open fire instead of your mouth?
Thank you.
I'm the brains. You're the brawn.
I like you, Luis, but I could do with a little bit more help. Yeah, I see you. They're all fucking clumped together. It's disgusting. Alright, that should be the last one right there. Right? Oh no, there it is.
Mission accomplished.
Yes, give me all the shotgun shells. Gonna have to hide better than that. Yep, saw you too. Okay, how far up does this go? Because I can't. There we go, thank you. Gold bar. Honestly, this place is kind of a blessing, minus the bugs, because I am restocking on pretty much everything I've been needing for a while now.
Yeah.
I love the inventory in this game. It reminds me of others. Yeah, the inventory in this game is so much fun to mess around with. I wasn't a fan of how they implemented it in Village, but this game got it right, I think.
I see you took care of a request. Well done.
Yes, I did. In fact, let me drop a save real quick and then collect that spinel because I think there was something I could afford.
Good stuff, stranger. Got a selection.
Let's see.
Good things on sale.
Yeah, the Matilda stock.
Oh, my back is killing me. You haven't been kind to us, I suppose. This This'll give you a 3-round rapid-fire capability. Although it uses up ammo rather quickly.
Alright, let's sell that.
Your valuables won't do you much good in the grave. A deal well struck. Good as new.
Repair the knife, repair this.
All my wares are in tip-top shape, I assure you.
Okay, hold on, I want to equip the stock for the Matilda. Alright, there we go. We still have a nice little space there.
Come back anytime.
Let me inlay a gemstone into this crown. We almost have enough to finally sell this. I just need one more square gem.
Welcome.
Let's tune up a little bit. Working, but I'll make it. I was wondering if you were working tonight.
You best tune up your kit.
Hopefully you'll be off soon too. Are they fucking treating you right tonight? If not, I'm gonna slap them with a vid. Yeah, please take care of yourself, Bolgay. Best you can, anyway. Alright, let's increase the power on the Striker. As well, I do think I could use more power on the Matilda. Hopefully the stock will give me a little bit more stopping power, since I can do a 3-round burst now. But the Striker, definitely gonna want more power on that.
There you are, as you wished. Got a selection of good thing pleasant travels.
Alright. Oh yeah, I didn't even know he could come in here. Interesting. Right, off we go. And a good thing that I had my knife repaired, because I'm gonna need it here.
Phew. I'm beat. Makes you appreciate tech like this.
I don't get you. Why risk your life like this? You don't know us.
I told you. It makes me feel better.
Be straight with me for once.
Los Iluminados. I was working for them.
See? There you go.
Helping the two of you doesn't make up for it. I know that. But still, I don't want anyone else to get hurt.
In that case, you better get serious.
Harsh words for a squire. We're out of that hellhole. The fresh air is calling our names. Por fin. Gus, if we made it all this way, you know it means we're almost...
Almost what?
Oh, poor Luis.
Luis! Long time no
Major Krauser? What the hell? Why?
Recovering stolen goods. And killing a few rats along the way. Easy work.
Ashley, it was you.
Catch on quick. Didn't I teach you? Knives are faster.
Hi there, mate. Can't sleep, so here I am. I'm so sorry to hear that, Sally. Welcome in. Hopefully you'll be able to fall asleep quickly. I know you got your interview tomorrow. I know, right, Morada? Hey, bro. Hey, welcome in, Blizzardy. Welcome, welcome. We are playing more RE4 Remake.
We are just getting started, rookie.
Alright.
Are you being controlled by that cult?
This has nothing to do with them. I'm a free man who made a choice.
Major! You're not thinking straight!
Oh, my mind's clearer than it's ever been. Now focus and show me what you got.
This right here. This battle is what I want
Why would you work
Wesker and Chris's battle to be like if they remake Code Veronica. Not like one-to-one, but I don't want it to be a cutscene anymore. I want it to be just like this.
Operation Javier
A hand-to-hand battle.
wiped out. Our own government let it happen. Haven't you learned anything these last 2 years? I expected more out of you, rookie.
So, for those of you that don't know... Oh, welcome in, Phantasmagoria Black Rose. Hey everyone, been in here lurking, working on some work, but didn't say hi yet. Hope everyone's doing okay tonight. Hope you're doing well as well. Thank you for showing up. I really appreciate that. I know, right? I don't mind Chris getting pummeled by Wesker, but at least make it playable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, to me, this is the formula for that fight. This is the perfect trial run for what they need to do with that battle. They remake Code Veronica. And for those of you that don't know, that didn't play, I didn't even realize he could do that shit. What the?
Get ready.
Come here.
Try harder. Too slow. They killed all without water, without mercy. Only devastating power. What's wrong? Want you to see from my side.
Krauser!
Thing is, do you think they'll remake Code Veronica or the X version?
Unforgivable.
Good question.
But that doesn't give you
25 stream
courage.
streak, thank you.
You're still a kid. Holding on to fantasies of what's right and wrong.
Shut up, Krauser.
The hell's the matter with you?
You're just mad because your arm got fucked up.
Enough play, rookie. You haven't changed a damn bit. What a disappointment.
I will finish my thought in a second, but I want to let the scene breathe.
Not looking good, eh, my friend? And such a loss to the ladies of the world.
Don't talk.
Take this. Key to my laboratory. Go there and remove those damn parasites. Help Ashley. You know, I led a pretty shitty life. But now, eh? What do you think, Leon? People can change, right?
Poor Luis. Yeah, they did such a good job with him in this game. Much better depiction of him than in the original 4. But, Krauser here also won tons of personality. Yeah, they definitely did more with him here as well. Yeah, for those of you that don't know, the Operation Javier that Krauser was referring to during that battle is actually from a mission that took place in 2002 that is covered in Resident Evil The Dark Side Chronicles, which was a light gun retelling of Resident Evil 2 and Code Veronica that came out on the Wii. And it was a mission that took place in South America. But what's interesting is that they kind of changed a little bit of the facts about it in this game. You kind of have to read between the lines because I think a lot of people read it as them, like, retconning details, but actually I think it's the opposite. And they kind of added some details, right? Because later on you'll see there's going to be like a report you can find on it. And it doesn't mention Leon at all, despite the fact that Krauser himself there is saying that Leon was there. And again, I do think they're, I think them doing that is meant to imply the way in which the government is covering up details about it.
There's only time to say this once, so listen up. They took your friend to the top of the clock tower. If you hurry, you might get there before she turns into one of them.
So you aren't heartless after all. I guess I should be thankful.
Yeah, you should.
Elevator's expression there, like... She's just like, shut the fuck up, Leon. You have no idea how much work I'm putting in right now. She doesn't have time for his hurt feelings. You know what always bugged me? Leon always called Luis Lewis and not Luis. Yeah, I know. In the original, yeah. He did not pronounce his name correctly. Alright, I won't be bothering with those. We want to keep it moving.
Welcome.
Yes, yes, Miss Manuela Hidalgo. Yes, exactly. Yeah, that whole incident with Manuela, which is also interesting because, Operation Javier is a very consequential mission, because of course not only does it lead to what happens here in this game between Leon and Krauser, but it also does lead to the events of RE6, believe it or not, because the T. Veronica virus was extracted by the US government from Manuela Hidalgo's blood and used in the production of the C virus by Derek Simmons and Carla Redames. So yeah. Because Wesker got his hands on the T Veronica virus through Steve's corpse, and the government got their own hands on the T Veronica virus through Manuela. Hey, look, there's a clock tower in this. Yeah, right? All of a sudden, every other game in the series has a clock tower except the one that had a clock tower. Isn't that neat? I'm inside, time to finally eat. I'm starving. Welcome home, Sushi. Yes, please get something to eat. What are you gonna have for dinner?
Easy work. Give that the care it deserves, mate.
Do I have... I'm still missing one square gem to finish filling out the crown. I don't want to sell it before then. Bulldog noodles? Oh, it's so good. I haven't had it in way too long, but bulldog noodles are incredible.
Chance out there, you best
Alright, I think I'll probably just roll with what I have here.
All then. Pleasant travels.
Alright, let's drop save. Spooky, you are my friend now. Oh, we have a jar here.
Gun rhyme with fun for a reason, stranger.
Almost missed these. Alright, let's hop in. What flavor, sushi? Yeah, what flavor? Don't leave us in suspense.
There's the clock tower. Hang in there, Ashley.
Okay. Just making sure I'm not missing anything. Now it's time for the fun part.
You are nothing.
Carbonara. I don't think I've had that one.
Kennedy. However, I'm afraid it ends here. Expel this intruder.
Shit.
Alright. There we go, knees of stone again. Some of these guys are just built different.
One down.
Ah, the spicy one, it's so good, but it fills me with pain every time. Yeah, I love spicy foods. Sushi, you know what it's all about. Yes, I am also a massive fan of spicy foods. I tend to scare people with with how much I can tolerate spicy foods. If there's a spicy option, I will always choose that one. Just about any given meal. Alright, anything in this dark corner over here? Hell yeah, Adrian. Do you guys do the hack where you do the bulldog noodles and wrap them around some Wingstop wings? I have never seen that before. What? It's so good. The only way I eat the noodles? I have never heard that before. That probably means CS gas doesn't affect Adrian. No shit. Yeah, set them on fire. This was a smart way to still have the robot Salazar and not have the the giant chase. I saw someone put spicy noodles into spring roll wraps with other stuff. That looks yummy. Yeah, I've never seen any of these. I have only ever seen them eaten, you know, the regular way or with adding in like meat and all kinds of other stuff. Okay, how do I if I'm not mistaken, isn't there supposed to be a boulder that comes through here and crushes that? Or perhaps I'm forgetting something? Yeah, because doesn't this usually just collapse because they have, they start launching boulders? Ah, okay. Never mind. I think I'm putting the cart before the horse there. I gotta go this way. Right past the fucking fire-breathing robot. There we go. Well, she was still alive, but it looks like they, looks like she got singed. Someone was throwing a fucking hatchet at me, but... And it looks like we found the culprit. I prefer if you stop doing that. I wrote a whole thing and now it's gone, dang it. I hate when that happens so much. Oh, I hate when that happens. What was it about? Was it about the food? There's the boulder I was thinking of.
You really know how to make someone feel welcome.
Yeah, there we go. Bad place for you to land, buddy. Alright, let's wait for them to deploy another one before I keep it moving. Where are they getting an infinite supply of these things is my question. Your services will no longer be needed. Yeah, Bulldog. What's your favorite kind of Bulldog? Bulgay. The people want to know. Alright, guys. If you want me, you're just gonna have to come and get me. But I'm not gonna stick around.
Lift. How thoughtful.
Oh, damn. Guess I should have waited to grab those, huh? Whatever, it's fine. Doesn't have to be perfect. I've already played this game anyway. We just want to get through it together. Cheese, of course. I'm actually a fan of pretty much all of them. Yeah, I think I've only had the ones that come in the black packet and the red packet, so like the super spicy one. You landed there just to get kicked in the face. Oh, here we go. I do love that in this game, Leon seems to be as annoyed when they transform as you do. There you are. Where did you even come from? Of course, you gave him enough time to run away, right? Oh, I'd be pissed, yeah. God, I hate these ones that do nothing but just grab your throat. Oh my god, alright, so not being given enough time to fucking reload my guns. Every time I try to reload, he starts chanting, so I grab my head. Let's make some shotgun shells. And in the immediacy, I'm gonna have to toss a grenade. Oh, of course it goes right off the side. Alright, Alright, no clue how that happened, even though I, healed fully. But whatever. The Spanish voices were so good in this one, unlike the original. Yeah, I'd always heard that the Spanish in the original had, like, the wrong dialect and stuff. Alright, so we kind of have a slight advantage here. I'll grab the stuff from here before we go up. There we go, that'll come in a little bit of handy later. Anything else to grab? No, I think we are good. Alright, let me make the shells now. Try to keep my, gun loaded up. My only issue here is needing to be able to reload and not get stun locked by the stupid fucking chanting. In the original, they hired a Russian guy to do Latin American voices, so they were horrible, but here in Spain... Hold on. My bot just moved my chat. Okay. But here in Spain, we do love them, since they sound so stupid, it's charming. That's interesting, I didn't know that. That's a weird choice. I wonder why they, hired a Russian man to do Spanish voices. My god, stop the chanting, please. It's creating this blur on my screen that is annoying.
Need to drop some weight. Sorry. Must have slipped. Give me a break already.
Swear, the things I'm gonna fucking do to this guy when I get my hands on him. Hate the ones that chant so much. Speaking of which, there you are, you fucking asshole. And he runs, of course.
Let's take it. Sorry. Come on.
Is he dead? Thank God. Now for the rest of you. Sorry for that choppy audio. I don't know if that's OBS or if that's just my capture card. I need to actually work on getting a better one. I want to get a Elgato. I have no clue if that's the capture card that's doing that, or if it's OBS, or if it just happens when things start getting too intense and my laptop can't process everything so well. Because I notice it happens a lot during moments like that.
Ashley.
Where's everyone going, bingo?
That son of a bitch.
Alright. Alright, so I'm out on quite a few weapons.
Alright.
I hate having to use the scope in the PS4 version of this game because it lags something fierce. I don't know if you can actually see that on the Okay. Did you also have the feeling that the castle part was way longer here than the original? Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. I said that at work right when I heard the bells. Yeah, you can't run there. Yeah, I forgot about that. Funny part is, I'm so used to games not letting you do stuff like that, that I'm not really mad that that happened. Usually, they'll kind of protect you from yourself there. Alright, let's try this again. Actually kind of amazed that I'm hitting them at all. Okay, there we go. Alright, we will find another way up there. That felt like a strange tone to speak to me in. Alright, let's load up on whatever we can. I think that barrel is up here, right? Yeah. Let's grab these. Sell off some of those, treasures. Make a full heal there. Lower that there. Okay. Yeah, Sally, you missed before I went on a whole diatribe talking about my problems with Resident Evil Village and Ethan's character and what I feel they should have done with him if he had to exist at all. It was like a whole 20-minute aside. Alright, let's put some gems in here. We'll use a blue for this because we have plenty. But I still don't have square gems. This is pissing me off. Because I could sell it like this. Maybe I should. But I want to get the most out of these.
Take care of any leftover errands before going this way. Be ashamed to live the rest of your life wondering, what if? Am I right?
Thank you for the sage advice, merchant. I have too many problems with Village. I would need a 4-hour podcast in order to talk about it. I know, right? I've considered doing a video like that, but I don't want to do that. Not because, I mean, my problems, I consider to be coming from a place of constructive criticism. Like, I'm not saying it just to be a jerk, right? Because I do think that, there's a lot that is positive about Village in terms of as a video game, right? Like, just an individual product. It's not a bad game. There are plenty of terrible games that get released. Village is not even up there in terms of a, you know, a video game. But in terms of what it represents in Resident Evil, yeah, I have a lot of issues, and I do think it could be fun to talk about it, but I also think there's enough negative, obnoxious, toxic videos on YouTube. Not that that would be my intent, but I would definitely understand how it could be seen that way. People spend too much time talking about what they don't like rather than what they do like, and showing appreciation and, you know, providing compliments and stuff for things that are well made and that they appreciate, you know. There needs to be more of that rather than clickbait, rage bait trash. I was thinking about if you would be open to do a talk show stream to talk about Requiem once we finish it, or maybe just record it and get it on YouTube. Yeah, I would be cool with that. That would be fun. Yeah, I would really like that. It would definitely be a great outlet for me to be able to talk about all of my my thoughts. Because as anyone who was here will tell you, I was yapping a lot. Despite I also gained a lot in this one. Oh yeah, definitely. It's a lot harder, that's for sure. I'm probably gonna die a few times because I gotta remember it. I've only played this once.
Leave me out of your crappy script.
Well then, why don't you show me what a first-class script is like through your own actions?
And the music here is incredible. Yeah, RE4, they definitely pulled out all the stops for this game. Because I love the RE2 remake, but I also have issues with it, and one of the issues was that they made the stupid decision to rip out almost all of the music in lieu of, in silence, you know what I mean? Like, I hate that they decided that that would be, I guess, more, I don't know, realistic, atmospheric, whatever. But RE2's soundtrack is too good to just cut out. RE3 fixed that and added in all the music, but cut the fucking game to ribbons. It's like they finally got it right with this. Not enough yapping in my opinion. I mean, if you guys are okay with that, I don't mind, you know, talking about it. I just don't want to be that guy. I know we're here for the game, not to, squawk, but... And I think I have a tendency to hyperfixate on minute details that may only matter to me. But, yeah, I'm totally fine with it. God, this guy just doesn't shut the fuck up. Yeah, they took everything good about the original and scrapped all the bad. Oh my god. Yeah, I agree completely. That fried half my vest. Yeah, Poe style. We're here for you, thank you. Thank you, Purple and Sushi. Nonsense. I like it when people talk about what they feel passionate about. Me too! Me too. Although my experience has been when I start talking about things I am really interested in, it tends to bore people, so... I don't know. I always kind of felt, at least in my experience, I've usually been the one that's like, hey, I enjoy hearing you talk about this thing, but not quite often reciprocated. So, I appreciate that. If it doesn't bother you guys, then I will talk more about it. Alright. I think I want to hit this guy with a few mine rounds when he opens his mouth.
For a moldy son of a bitch.
Putting the fucking, God, that must hurt like hell. People always just told me to shut up, so I feel you. I'm sorry you had to go through that, Purple. People are just... assholes. I totally understand people not being, you know, interested in certain things or whatever, which is totally fine, but there's a way to go about doing things without being a complete piece of shit about it, but unfortunately, most people don't know how to be anything other than a piece of shit. At least in my experience. So par for the course, but not acceptable. Okay, that was close. God, I need to try and figure out if that is the capture card that is causing those audio breaks like that, or if it is, or what the hell is going on, because it is really annoying in my ear. So I apologize if you're being hit with that. Come here. But I promise you it is just as annoying to me as well.
Your language, my lord.
Alright, we're gonna need some... we're gonna need some more ammo. Alright, there we go. Not nearly enough, but it's better than what I was down to a second ago. Hate the stupid acid. I love that he says that, but he's the one that will not stay still. It's literally fucking everywhere right now. Yeah, I'm most definitely going to die here. There's no health. Just used up my last first aid spray. I feel like that thing there should have cut that vomit stream in half and I shouldn't have been hit, but whatever. The camera in this game is pulled in a little tight. It usually doesn't bother me, but right now I'm definitely not able to swing it around fast enough to see where this guy is at. He moves too fast for how slow the camera pans, and it's too up close. Alright, we might as well heal now. We're not going to get a red, so... Where the fuck did he go? Look at that. God, I hate that attack so much. Especially when he doubles up on it like that. And there we go. Please shut up. Oh my god, he does not stop. Let's check on my battery life. I got 1 bar left. So my hope is I can get through this battle. We'll see how much further we can take it. And then potentially we might need to leave the island for tomorrow. See if we can power through it in one stream. Alright, let me put a mine on this now, so that's already set. Any other kind of prep I can do? Yeah, we'll do, we'll do more bolts. Alright. So we have 7 mines. How many arrows do we have? Okay, we have more than enough now. At least to use up the mine rounds I already have. Reload this. Alright, let's go.
And so...
Alright, here we go.
Leave me out of your crappy script.
Why don't you show me what a first-class script is like? Through your own actions.
Alright, stay behind this.
Dance or die, as you desire. Either way suits you wonderfully. Qué bonito, qué bonito. Gracias, bolero, superbly. Oh dear, I just realized I haven't set the cast display. For you, oh yes, you shall play the role of my
Shut the fuck up. Alright, first one down.
Watch your language, my lord. What other
What the fuck is that? Spider mixed with Venom from Spider-Man. It's funny you say that because I always kind of felt like in RE7, the molded kind of look a little bit like Venom. Just a bit. Of course. Once again, I cannot whip the camera fast enough to see where this fucker is. Alright, here we go again. Alright, my last mine round. Alright, another direct hit. Can we make more mine rounds? That would actually be... yeah. Gotta make these count. Come on, that's not what I want. Hurry up and change the weapon. Oh my god. There is a input delay in the PS4 version of this game that sometimes makes things like changing weapons incredibly frustrating. Alright, guess I'm gonna use my last heal now. Of course, of course, of course. Just barely dodged that one. God, it's like it's done on purpose, man. Oh, fucking come on. Despise the camera in this battle. I don't know how I got that, but... I really need an herb badly. God damn it. He is insufferable. He is. He really is. Don't get me wrong. I do like this battle. But, what is irritating for me... Dang, even my headphones are dying. Yeah, everything is dying right now. But you know, if you have to go and stuff, so I may lose y'all, yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, no problem at all. Thank you for being here. See you later then. See you later, ball guy. Thank you for dropping by. Alright, let's, Alright, I'll save that last bit of, material I have. Because the submachine gun is not cutting it, right?
Leave me out of your crappy script.
God, that's so annoying. The way he moves makes it very difficult to aim at him with the crossbow or the rifle. Alright, that's one. Another mine on it. Let's make some more bolts.
Watch your language, my lord. What would others think of you?
I hate the stupid little pus balls or whatever it is that he... See that? Oh my god, the way he moves. Oh, that is irritating. So fucking annoying. Give me that back. Always a perfect timing on that. Sorry, chat, I am extremely locked in right now, just trying to do the best I can with this fucking fight. I thought he was stunned, but of course not. Oh, dear lord. He talks so much shit that when he starts making certain noises, you think he's fucking stunned, and no, he's just bitching more. Alright, we will get through this. Hopefully before my controller starts dying. Do you think we've got the right idea with the attachable mines? You can do it, you're a fucking gamer, dude.
And so, I have
Alright, you can eat shit immediately. There, at least we already got our first one out of the way. Thank you for the encouragement, Sushi.
Watch your language, my lord. What would others think of you?
Good luck, Cheeks. Hope you got to enjoy your dinner, by the way. I'm actually getting pretty hungry myself. And there goes my battery warning. Can you please fucking move? Yeah, this is gonna get dicey with the battery. I'm not sure it's gonna last, unfortunately. Can you please fucking move? Oh my god. Takes up so much screen space. Oh my god. Thank you for the 30 bits to really put an emphasis on those cheeks. Shut the fuck up. I fucking despise the way he moves. It's like perfectly timed to where it is not even just the mine bolts, but also the sniper rifle. Cannot really aim at this guy. I think you can make emotes gigantic using bits purple. Alright. Let's just go ahead and do that now. Just heal now, not even give him a chance to double swipe when I'm on red.
I'm gonna shut that mouth of yours for you.
Yeah, preferably for good. Where are you? Finally, eat shit. Shut up and die. Fucking annoying. Anything down here? No. Let's go. It's the power of the cheeks. Yes. Thank you, Sushi. Yeah, I was eating while I was watching you. I just read on my lunch today because I haven't been very hungry lately. So when I got home, I was like, I'm hungry. And you can't deny that he is a good character since he is meant to annoy the fuck out of you. Oh, no, definitely. They did a really good job of making him as annoying as fucking possible. Yeah, I did pick up on a few things while I was playing it because, again, I only ever played through this game once, but I do realize now that using the downstairs area down there is a better strategy because it's harder for him to hit you with the stupid vomit. So, that definitely helped. It is still incredibly difficult to hit him with anything because he does not stay still. And then you have to worry about the stupid fucking, blisters that he keeps putting everywhere. I use a golden egg on my... Yeah, if you use that, it kills him in one hit. I probably should have saved one just for that, to be honest. A smart play, Sushi. Alright, we'll do this and let the cutscene play here.
Krauser. Where do you think you're taking her?
And then we'll stop. And provided I get the opportunity, I'll stream again tomorrow and hopefully we can carry through to the end of the game. That is my hope. That way by Friday, all is well and good. Alright. Eden told me to. I'm very grateful for that. I just noticed the stream title, Superb. I had to. Alright, we don't have time to read that because of my battery life. I need to hurry up and grab everything I can. Let me see, what's the map of this area like? Okay, that's the objective. Okay, so this whole back area. Let's just clean it up. Yeah, I had to make that the title, Sally. I went out of my way to kill Vertigo this time. Instead of just jumping on the elevator.
Perfect. Won't have to swim after all.
God, Leon is amazing. I like how in his mind he had no issue with just, you know what? Fuck it, I'll just swim.
Ah, damn it.
Looking for something?
Alright, we will save it here. So you know what? My controller will probably die during that cutscene, so we'll just end it here. And we'll just start clean from the start of the island tomorrow. Alright, hold on. Let me switch us over. And we will do our little finale here. Okay, well, thank you all for joining. I know this was a much later stream than usual. Hopefully tomorrow I can be on earlier. It all depends on everything that is going on. Today was kind of a weird day all around, so I didn't get the opportunity to start at my normal time. But I'm going to try to be on at my normal time tomorrow. But I appreciate everybody for dropping by nonetheless. I hope you all had a good time. We're very close to the end of this game. And once we do get there, Requiem will be waiting for us all on the other side. And I really, really cannot wait. But yes, let's see who we can raid. Who's on? It's later than usual, so I'm not sure we're going to have a whole lot of choices, but we'll see. Have a good night, you too. You too, please, please try to get some rest, okay? And good luck with your interview tomorrow. Everybody wish Sally a good luck on his interview tomorrow. Good night, Adrian. Thank you for the stream. Thank you for dropping by, Sushi. I really appreciate it. Thank you, G Rockstar. Have a good night as well. Thanks. I'll let you know how it goes. Yes, please do. Well, to my surprise, there are a few people on. Alright, we're gonna go from, RE4 to RE4. Callisto is on. And playing Resident Evil 4 as well. So, we are gonna go ahead and give them a raid. Alright. You know the drill. We'll put the raid message in the chat. I don't know why it's taking so long to load. There we go. That will be our raid message. Perfect. There we go. Alright, everybody. Thank you for coming by. Have a good rest of your night. Eat. Get some rest. Do everything that you have to do. And I will see you again next time. Stay spellbound. Wait a minute. They're ending their stream. We have to raid somebody else. 1 second. Let me pick somebody else. Sorry about that. I saw it just now. People are saying good night in their chat. Alright, change of plans. We're going to raid Simon Novak, who is playing No One Lives Forever. Alright. Now we say goodnight, everybody.